Thank you. My name is Cephas Adjei Mensah, and I am the Director for Research, Statistics and Information Management, and also the head of the Research Council of Ghana, represented by the Ministry of Environment, Science, Technology and Innovation.
Welcome to our discussion.
Thank you, Edwin.
So basically we're interested in understanding how partnerships such as those within the SGCI can be harnessed to create more resilient and sustainable funding models for SGCs in Africa. So I think the first question is, what do you think are some of the core requirements required for resilient and sustainable models for funding science in Africa?
Yeah, thank you very much. I think one of the very core requirements is one, having in place the need to be able to co-create together. So for example, how do we look at research areas that present some commonalities to us in terms of how we are able to fund research? And so we can see that even within the SGCI, there are some best practice in terms of core elements about the need to working together, so that programs like, for example, funding initiative that we have been able to do together, like the long-term Europe Africa Water Energy Food Program, some of the bilaterals, also the AJ core, more or less a multilateral that is going, how we pull funds together from respective institutions so that we can make a better impact, is one of the good ways to go. Aside maybe each respective councils funding things internally, we think it provides a pool of funding for the granting councils to be able to get access to finance looking at sustainability, because most of the issues cut across and there are commonalities within them.
Can you describe one or two initiatives that your organization is involved in that are enabling this kind of resilience and sustainability of funding for science?
So one of them that we are engaged in, first of all, is what is I mentioned about the long-term Europe Africa Water Energy and Food Nexus Program, which is a funding initiative among 10 science granting councils, where we pull together resources. We design the course together, co-create, and went through everything. So we would decide that, okay, we are funding this specific amount of of money within the pool of that particular fund. We flew the course together. It becomes an opportunity to also enable you to share information on those same course to the broader research innovation ecosystem, researchers, and those who are also requiring funds. So that is one thing that we've been able to do very greatly, which is going well. There's also, the Belmont Forum, where it's also another platform that has also been provided for us through the SGCI, which we've also participated to see how best we can be able to get funding to know. Now, you also realize that NRF back then also launched quite a number of calls, like the COVID-19 Africa Rapid Grant Fund, where even though it is coming from there, you could see the multiplicity and this impact to create that particular niche for ourselves. So these are some of the things that I think that a case example within our council.
Are there lessons you can share on building partnerships that support greater independence of African countries in how they build their science ecosystem?
Yeah, so one of the key things that in trying to build partnerships is leveraging the science granting councils has become one of the tools, the legs, and more or less I call it a game changer. Through the science granting councils initiative itself, you see how it rallies people around to be able to share information, peer-to-peer learning. We come to learn and all those things through our forums and the workshops. We are engaged in designing course together through collaborative research. We have one going with Zambia. We've launched a course together, right? There are also councils within that same recently we've embarked on a peer-to-peer learning. We're in COSTECH, we're in the NSTC Zambia, right? And quite a number of institutions, and you see the quest for partnerships through frameworks, MOU, so that we can use them as a basis to be able to break other core. For example, one of the things too is that the SGCI itself has become an enabler, right, to be able to linking us to other networks outside our own fraternity, creating visibility in the way we do our things, and also bringing some recognition to the council themselves that yes, there is a council called MESTI who is able to fund and manage research. It's a council where you can help to capacity building. There's a council that will also help you to link not only your institution but experts who are experts in specific fields to joining other experts within the fraternity to be able to have research. So I think when even this sister works, Stellenbosch, and you saw the presentation, it was through our council that okay, this person is interested. When you partner them, they can do a good work, and that's how come CSR Stepri has been part of the initiative to be able to look at the funding flows within the report that was generated. So these are some of the things that the council's SGCI is playing a very big role in that particular initiative.
How has your participation in the SGCI helped increase visibility, the voice, and open doors for your council within the country's science and technology innovation system, within the African science ecosystem, and more broadly on the global science stage?
So one of the things that we have been able to do in terms of visibility is that we have come to assess ourselves like as a granting council in terms of our core value of our agency. How do you use agency to be able to drive your research? Agency goes beyond professionalism, agency goes beyond ethics, agency goes beyond pragmatism, agency goes beyond being able to do the things that we doing things not the usual way. So we've now made ourselves more accessible. Like before further accessible, we create rapport for blocks within the ecosystems. So like that the ecosystems, we have a database on them. When we look at times that we can engage them on certain specific areas to also share the things that we are doing within the SGCI, within the Ghana community. So you could see that now people know that Ghana is there as an SGC through MESTI doing quite a number of things, and they continue to be able to follow on us. One other thing too is that you see that through the SGCI we have been able to have a platform for, like you're talking about, a global platform like the Global Research Council. It was not something I knew about. If I personally, I don't know what it's about, but through the Science Granting Council initiatives, we were sent invitation to attend Global Research Council, and personally I participated on the 11th and the 12th one, and just quite recently I was invited by Science Europe to share some best practices of how Africa and Europe will work together using the Science Granting Council as a leveler, or maybe also as a case study in those particular areas. So you could see those platforms that have been created. Of course, then YASA, because of Science Granting Council, YASA, renowned international, more or less, an association of that use systems thinking to be able to do their work, has been there since. And South Africa used to be a member of SASAC, but now they are using the SGCI model to become a SAMBO, and SAMBO having the opportunity to serve as the NMO secretary, so that I can use that particular visibility to be able to draw other councils together, so that it will not be as if it is only South Africa who is there, but then we go as a regional member organization other than a member organization, and our own is quite unique, so that will serve as is one of the ways of trying to do visibility. Of course, also as policy champions, quite recently through the African Center for Technology Studies, there was a convenient stakeholder meeting reflection on what role the Science Granting Council plays in the national agenda, which is the Science, Technology and Innovation Strategy for Africa, Sister 2034, which is currently being drafted. So we had the opportunity to get a draft, even though to come to national government. But through the councils as funders, then we can advise on some of the areas that we think will make the documents enhance. So these are some of the platforms that are making waves in terms of how we look at partnerships for our visibility and going on. Let me also say that we have also identified that within the ecosystems, the assigned deliberate efforts to be able to meet maybe organized workshop is also very good to maybe do more or less targeted engagement with the blocks. So when I say the blocks, we have various blocks. So for example, if you look at the research institutions or the research ecosystems, we have research forums where, let's say, the Ghana Science Association, they have their leadership and all those things. You can meet them as a block, talk about SGCI and what we are doing. You can meet Vice Chancellors Ghana, an association of all Vice Chancellors in public institutions. You can talk about them and your local policy direction strategy. You can look at even UTAC and what have you. So these are some of the blocks that once we are able to do these things practically, it goes a long way to increasing the visibility for the Granting Council and also as funders to be able to drive research innovation for socio-economic development.